Hi, my name is Joshua and I'm a chartered tax advisor. Over the years, I've worked with over 1,000 entrepreneurs to help them reduce how much of their hard-earned profits they're giving to the taxman and how much money they had to invest and ultimately use to pay for the life they've always wanted, supporting their family, children and more. The crazy thing is, and you're probably not expecting me to say this, but the systems I've mastered over the years make it easy, simple and fast to start paying wildly less in tax and start building wealth very fast. If you're looking to reclaim your freedom and pay substantially less in taxes, keep watching as this is for you. Well, let's just get straight to the point, as I know that your and my time is extremely valuable. If you're an entrepreneur who each time you speak to your accountant, you feel like there's another seemingly increasingly large tax bill to pay, sucking profits away from the family holiday you had planned, or the investment property you were looking at purchasing. If you're fed up of working half the year just to hand that chunk of cash over to the taxman and seemingly get nothing back in return except for long NHS waiting lines and increasing crime, if you're lacking true financial freedom because no matter how hard you work, you lose it all in tax, then you might have just found the answer. Let me explain what I'm talking about. I'll start with my story. See, not too long ago, I was in the position that I just described. I was a new business owner, having started my own accountancy practice. All of a sudden there were VAT bills due each quarter, taxes to pay on salaries to staff, corporate tax on what little profit was left over. It was a nightmare. It felt like I was running my business just to feed the taxman, let alone having any left over for me and my family. I thought there must be a better way. I wanted the fruits of my hard work, but whenever I wanted to take more than £50,000 out of my business, the taxman seemed to take it all and I would have less than 40% left over. Sure, business was doing okay, but it didn't feel that way in terms of cash that I was able to use for me and my family. So to attempt to solve the problem, I began using my specialist tax skills to find a solution. I closed off my calendar for a week of the day-to-day running of the business. After all, it's so easy to get stuck putting out fires here and there rather than planning your own taxes, right? Because I was working with clients all day to reduce their taxes, but never really got round to sorting my own out. Kind of like a barber, you can't cut your own hair. But this time I was serious. I had a great business, but I need to fill the holes and actually stop leaking cash to HMRC. How can we reduce income tax? How can we reduce VAT, corporation tax? Can we move staff to contractors to reduce employment tax? These were all the questions I was asking myself, determined to find a solution once and for all, until everything changed in an instant. I was standing there in our offices with a whiteboard, scrubbing everything out to do this bit of tax here, tweak this structure here. The whole whiteboard looked like some kind of professor's laboratory, except it wasn't some crazy potion written out. It was every idea, strategy, solution, every single possible blueprint to reduce my tax as a business owner and as an individual, everything that we were doing for clients, but I failed to do for myself. I stayed at the office late that night, much later than the usual 6:30. I remember this very, very clearly because usually reception, they lock the front door at 10:30, meaning I had to leave out the back that night. I continued on with the quest to find even more solutions, undertaking further research, reading through elements of the HMRC website's internal manuals, large and complex 1,000 plus pages textbooks, really that thick, HMRC tax law cases, hungry on my conquest to find the very best solution on how to really reduce my taxes once and for all. At first, what I'd created was big, complex and time consuming to implement even for me. I didn't really know where to start. Surely it should be easier than this. Maybe I should just put my focus on growing the business and not worry about saving tax. These are all thoughts that I was thinking as I began on this extremely impossible journey. But the thought of continuing to pay excessive and quite frankly fucking unfair amounts of tax, sorry about that, but for anybody who's paid 5, 6, 7 figures in taxes, you will know exactly how it feels. It angered me, so I pushed on, making the complex into the simple, breaking down the time consuming into fast, to easy wins for me and losses in HMRC's net. What happened? Well, that was 2 years ago now. And in the end, I ended up taking a few months to get started. After all, I was a busy entrepreneur with a lot to do and no step-by-step plan. I kept hold of what I had created using elements within the accountancy business, but nothing more. This was until I was talking to a client who was also in the same position as I was earlier on, and they wanted to do everything possible to reduce their taxes. They pleaded with me to share the whole system so that they could be financially free. Live every day like it was a holiday rather than pay endless amounts of tax bills. So that's exactly what I did. I refined what I had, I mastered it so much that it became coherent, a step-by-step tax reduction system. In fact, since then, I've been able to share this system with many friends, clients, and more who have all been able to massively reduce how much they pay in taxes almost instantly. Yes, I did just say you can reduce your taxes almost instantly, and I'll prove it. But coming back to my point, if we use what I've learned, if we fast forward to the present day, I now run a very successful consultancy company, have homes in 2 different countries, travel business, first class, occasionally even private jets. And I didn't do this by growing a massively successful business. Although we do well, I did this through reducing what I was paying in taxes, making the most of what I was actually able to keep. The taxman was paying for all of this. He was stealing this from me until we changed it. Have you ever felt like this yourself? That no matter what you do, the taxman keeps taking and taking and taking for every single pound that you're making. But fast forward to today. Nowadays I wake up, I leap, jump out of bed. I plan my day and can't even begin to tell you how much I look forward to going to work and running my business, knowing that I'm truly doing it for my benefit and for my family's benefit rather than HMRC's. I'll be able to invest more, spend more, and give more to where it really matters. Now, picture this for me, because I want you to experience that feeling for yourself. Imagine how it would feel to be able to say yes to anything you want because money isn't a problem. You don't need to worry about the next looming tax bill. You can wake up every morning feeling free because tax isn't a problem. If you're watching this right now and you're thinking, I'd love to achieve what this guy has, the time freedom, the financial freedom, the tax freedom, then this is for you. I call it the Tax Smart Wealth Blueprint. And believe it or not, I promised you I'd deliver, didn't I? And I'm going to hand it over completely free of charge for the first 25 people who book in a strategy session with me, because I know that if I can even stop one person from having made all the mistakes that I did, wasting all of the time, money and effort in taxes, the satisfaction I'd take would be worth the small time commitment on my part. So just below this video, you should see a button that says book a call. I mean, to click that button right now, book in a call with me, and on the call, I'll hand over the blueprint to you and personally walk you through each step that you need to take in order to start paying less tax immediately. And don't worry, that call is completely free. So why am I taking up my time over the next 10 days to do these calls? It's simple. I know that if I speak with 25 people and hand over all the value that I have to share, 1 or 2 of those people might also want my personal help and guidance, which I do charge a fee for. But again, if you just want to jump on a call, speak to somebody like me who's achieved what you want to achieve and pays almost 0% in taxes, and take my blueprint from me and go it alone, that's no problem at all. So again, hit that book a call button below, book a call right now, and choose a day and time that works for you. Let's jump on a call together and I will personally speak to you and map out for you exactly what to do, exactly how to do it, and exactly how you can start reducing how much you're handing over in taxes literally instantly, and use this financial tax freedom to build generational wealth and create freedom for yourself and your family. It's really not as hard as some people out there want you to believe. And the minute you have the blueprint that I'll be sharing with you on the call, you'll know that to be true. I'll leave this with you. If I can do it, anybody can. On our call together, I'll show you exactly how I did it so that you can do the same. There are better times ahead, so book a call with me right now, and here's to the next chapter in your life. Speak to you soon.